What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and I want to welcome you back for another one of my music video reviews. We have got a brand new song from this from girl group Dia, whatever. It's titled Mr. Potter, and I guess the teasers have kind of like, or at least the imagery of the teasers has kind of like indicated, and something that people have said is like, this might be a 100% ripoff or copying of Harry Potter stuff, which I don't think that it's ultimately going to be like that, but of course the only way to find out is to watch the music video. And I personally don't really care so much about what the visuals are like. I'm here for the music. So, let's get it started. We're going to do my first impression coming up right now, and then finish off this video with a actual review. So let's get into the video right now. So the whole Harry Potter thing is really ultimately just, to an extent, I guess, only in the, or at least on the surface, only in the title and the lyrics of the song. Because obviously this is not anything like Harry Potter. But hey, I don't know. Definitely really good, like, intriguing and interesting first verse right there, for sure. I enjoyed that a little bit. I don't know. I think that the chorus I have to listen to a little bit more to kind of like get a solid idea on what I really think about it. Of course, we're gonna do that. Oh, that sounded cool. Anyway, I mean the chorus is nice. It's got the melody and all that stuff is definitely something that's really awesome and unique. And then you got the visual element of the choreography to tie into that to make it even more memorable. So. I mean, the chorus is definitely a good selling point. All right, now that we get to this part, now that apparently I guess we've changed up the scene of the music video, right? This is so far right now is so much better than, so much more like natural and comfortable, because they look like they were mannequins, because they were super stiff and unnatural in the entire first half of this music video. So now that we move to this, that's definitely much more natural looking, which is good. I mean, I definitely would prefer to see people like sitting and standing like they're comfortable, and not be like weird, personal preference. Okay, so that was interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm not at the moment, right? Of course, and I don't think my opinion really is gonna change too much from this. But like, is a song, I don't hate it, but at the same time, I don't really love it. Cause so I mean, like there's plenty of things in there that I like, enjoy. That I enjoy in the song, but there's also a couple points that I don't specifically like so much, or that that I don't specifically like. They're just kind of like, you have to kind of find the balance there. And like, do I like more things than I dislike, which means that I like this song, like this much instead of like this much. I think that's really kind of like the ultimate thing. But at the end of the day, ultimately too, I do have to say that the sound of the song is unique. The visual style of this is, to a certain extent, unique. Is definitely eye-catching and appealing, so that's very, very good. And, that's basically what I got right now for my first impressions, but of course, coming up in, just a second after a quick little transition is going to be my final review. So don't go anywhere because, we got that coming right now. All right, it is time to finish it off with my final review. And I've got 3 kind of points. Well, I guess 2.5 points or something like that. One of them is negative, one of them is positive. But of course, it's just I think it's kind of fair. Whereas, previously or in other reviews that I've done where I've really kind of focused on the negative things, of course, not everything is bad. So you must praise and also provide criticism at the same time. I'm learning, of course, even though I've been doing this for a pretty decent amount of time, we can always improve and get better. So instead of, but maybe the reason why I'm not focusing so much on the things that I don't specifically like in this case of the song versus others is because the things I don't like aren't overwhelmingly bad. But that being said, let's get started with the one thing that I think is really, really awesome and definitely the thing that really kind of makes this song for me as to being a song that I really, really like. And it's just the music track. I would really, really love to just hear an instrumental version of this song. So I think it would actually be pretty, really, really awesome to listen to. And I would probably hear more stuff in it or notice more things about the song than I do listening to with the vocals. And it probably does exist. I just haven't looked to see if an instrumental is available. But the music of the song is actually, as far as, being a K-pop song and how it fits into the entire genre and scene, I think it's actually pretty unique sounding. Maybe there are other groups there definitely probably is another song out there or another couple of songs out there that sounds similar and has a similar kind of feeling and, style to it. But I personally can't really think of one right now. Of course, I'm not really trying to do any sort of research, any sort of deep research into that because we're just talking about this song specifically. But, it just sounds to me like it's something that stands out from the rest of the crowd of, K-pop songs, and that's always good, at least in my opinion, right? If you release a song, whether it's good or bad, and it sounds different, it's unique, and it stands out from the rest of the crowd, that's always going to get, good reviews. I'm always going to say, that's always going to be a positive point for me when a song. Specifically talking about the music in this song, maybe the base of this song, the glue that holds all of the moments together in the music isn't really anything super remarkable or crazy, but the thing that I think makes the music, at least in my opinion, special is the fact that there are tons of little kind of elements that of course come in a predictable time because, music is organized by, time signatures and stuff like that, it's very, very organized and regimented like that. But it does, these elements and the sounds and the unique things come at, specific and predictable intervals. But the thing is though that whereas a lot of other songs would say hey, or a composer or whoever will be I like that sound, we're just going to use that consistently throughout this entire chorus or verse, what you get maybe over 4 bars of music is you get 4 different little interesting and unique kind of sounds and elements and things that are added on top of the music or the base elements of the music that make it interesting, which is cool, and of course after you get to the final one, then it kind of repeats again because it's just the way that music operates, it's the way that it's structured, so you can't really deviate so much from being crazy, especially when you're making pop music like this, there isn't being crazy and I guess being abstract with your music composition is not a recipe for success. It's just the way that it goes. Okay, so now that we talked about the music and the good thing, the bad thing, which like I said isn't really something that I'm super hung up on, which is again, like I said, probably the reason why I'm not super focused on it. But I'm not really a huge fan of the way that the vocals mix with the music track because it really feels at times that the high pitches of the vocals of the song vocals and the music, they don't really mix super well, like I said. And for me personally, it just feels a little uncomfortable at moments. You know, it's like during the chorus especially, it kind of feels a little uncomfortable. It's not really like that's a bad thing. Of course, that's just personal taste and what my ears think and what my brain, feels. And, it's very possible that you think otherwise. But just for me personally, it could maybe something could be done to kind of like separate a little bit of that so that it doesn't feel so like mashed together and uncomfortable and like grating on my ears. But like I said, you can be free to disagree with that. But the final kind of point that I just really want to quickly mention is that the final verse, the rap verse, is really, really awesome. And when I say that the music and the vocals didn't really mix super well at times in this song, that is the one instance where throughout an entire segment of the song, the vocals and the music were like spot on. Like that was definitely, in my opinion, the strongest moment of the entire song, was the rap verse to the final verse of the song. It was really, really great. Both elements of that were the vocals, the way that the vocals sounded, and the music was really, really good, complemented each other very, very well. Whereas in other points of the song, I didn't think that it was that they weren't very complementary like that, and I think that was great. And then that was really, I think, a good way to like really kind of finish the song, because then you went from that to like, I think maybe another like outro chorus thing, and then that was the end of the song. So I think that, or at least for me personally, that was a good way to finish the song, because it left you with, at least it left me with a decent feeling and a good memory. Like that was the last thing that I remembered, and that's good. It's always good when the last impression you always want to leave. The last impression that you leave, you always want it to be, I just butchered that, but you want your last impression to be good. Anyway, that's it. I'm not going to talk any longer. I'm just going to finish this video off, put it together and upload it. So I want to know what you thought of this song and music video. So let me know, leave your thoughts down in the comment box below, and subscribe if you are not already, so you can stay updated with all of my future uploads. Only if you're super interested, only if you're remotely interested, whatever, of seeing any of my future videos. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I'm going to thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. A super bad thing, right? Like you take a look at like specifically like the wardrobe that they dress the girls in for this music video. That's kind of a little bit maybe possible.